You just paid for something. That took 0.3 seconds. In those 0.3 seconds, 5 different companies talked to each other, made a collective decision, and moved a promise of money around the world. 5 different companies. One invisible handshake. Here's what actually happened. Right now, somewhere in the world, someone is tapping a card. Actually, a lot of someone's. The global payment system processes over 500 billion card transactions every year. That's roughly 15,000 every single second. Every one of those transactions goes through the exact same invisible chain, and almost nobody knows how it works. Most people think paying by card is simple. You tap, they get the money. Done. But there are actually 5 players in every single transaction, and none of them fully trust each other. Let's walk through all of them by Aaron Easdoctrand, and then we'll get to the part that even most finance people find surprising. Step 1. The tap. When you tap your card, the terminal reads 3 things: your card number, the expiry date, and a one-time security code. It bundles those up and sends them encrypted to the merchant's bank. The merchant's bank doesn't know you. It has no idea if you have money. So it passes the request up the chain. Step 2. The network. The card network, Visa, MasterCard, whatever's printed on your card, is the middleman. Its only job is to route the request to the right bank. This happens in milliseconds. Your bank now receives a question. Does this person have the funds? Is anything suspicious? Step 3. The decision. Your bank runs a real-time risk check. Enough balance? Spending pattern normal? Card not reported stolen? Location consistent with recent activity? If everything checks out, it sends one word back through the network: approved. But what if everything doesn't check out? Maybe the balance is too low. Maybe the card was just used in another country. Maybe the pattern looks nothing like you. Then a different word comes back: declined. Same route, same speed. The system doesn't just move money fast, it says no just as fast. That's the part doing the real work. Step 4. The green light. That approval travels back the same route. In the same 0.3 seconds, the terminal beeps. You grab your coffee. And here's the part that surprises almost everyone. No money has moved yet. The tap is just an authorization, a promise. Your bank has reserved the funds, but hasn't sent them anywhere. That pending charge on your account, authorization. When it becomes a real charge, settlement. 2 completely separate events. The actual money moves later, in a process called settlement, usually at the end of the business day, in large batches. And why batches? Because settling every payment one by one would be madness. Instead, the banks add up everything they owe each other from the whole day, millions of transactions, and settle only the difference. It's called netting. 2 banks might process $1 billion in payments between them, and at the end of the day, only a fraction of that actually moves. Now here's the thing that most people never consider. Visa and MasterCard, 2 of the most powerful financial companies on the planet, don't actually hold any money. They don't issue your card. That's your bank. They don't receive the payment. That's the merchant's bank. By the way, ever wondered why some shops have a card minimum? Every tap costs the merchant a small percentage in fees. That fee gets split across the chain. A slice for your bank, a slice for the merchant's bank, and that tiny cut for the network in the middle. So the 5 players don't trust each other, but they all get paid to keep the machine running. That's why it works. All they do is run the network, and for every transaction that flows through those pipes, they take a tiny fee, a fraction of a cent, multiplied by 500 billion transactions a year. That's the business model. Not lending money, not investing, just being the infrastructure that everyone depends on. Visa made over $35 billion last year doing exactly that. They're not a bank, they're a toll road. So next time you tap your card, you're not just paying for a coffee, you're triggering a 5-party conversation, a real-time risk assessment, a global network routing system, and a deferred settlement process. All in the time it takes to blink. And the company that makes it all possible doesn't touch a single dollar. That's not slow, that's kind of genius. Did it click? Next up, how does your bank decide whether to approve you in the first place? That one's next. See you there.